Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the trading table. This is Andrew. Joined with me is Landon, and today we're going to be looking at some of the biggest movers in the stock market, what to watch, some plays we made, and more. Looking at the heat map here for the S&P 500, we can see it's relatively neutral. We got some green, some red. No crazy outliers today, as the market kind of did chop around a lot. And if we take a look at SPY's chart here, we could see some evidence of that chop, right? So, intraday around 12:45 was just chopping out. I did have a nice breakout to the upside before hitting this 529 resistance, coming back down here, completely ignoring this 527.4 support, and then finishing right above the 528 resistance, which is now the support. SPY calls right down here would have been great to load up. If we go out to the hourly chart, right, we can see that this 525.41 level has been pretty prevalent for SPY. So especially this 523 level, if it got down there, I'd put the bank on some calls, right? But, SPY, I want to see it high, and I'll explain later when we go over our big money plays after Landon gives us to them. But let's take a look at AMD real quick, right? AMD is one of my favorite stocks to trade right now, to be honest. Really loving it, right? And we did dip below this 160 level today, which is very, very interesting. AMD really closely follows the SPY and NVIDIA, which were both green today. So no bearish news or anything besides NVIDIA maintains lead as key AI beneficiary. But, everyone already knew that. So, just not great price action here with AMD. Just kind of a bearish couple of days it's been having, right? It broke down yesterday. We did play puts in our Discord yesterday, but only in the voice channel. It was kind of an opening scalp play. But, if you were in there and you held, I think one of our members held. I'll try and get a screenshot from him. If I can, I'll throw it up on screen right now. These plays are going insane, right? So great play here over at AMD in our Discord. Looking at NVIDIA, right, kind of the parent stock for AMD where, NVIDIA moves SPY, right? And SPY moves AMD. So NVIDIA is kind of like the big brother. But looking at NVIDIA here, right, we've just been on a kind of nice uptrend. We reached all-time highs again today, and it's holding up pretty well pre-split. So, I'm honestly very, very surprised SPY isn't at higher levels right now, and there could be a million reasons for that. NVIDIA just being high does not mean SPY will be high, because at the end of the day, right, NVIDIA just makes up, one part of, I guess you could call it the big five in the S&P 500. So if the others aren't doing as good, then NVIDIA, unless it's up like 50%, won't save it, right? Jumping over to KWEB now, though. KWEB's been having a rough few days, right? I almost creeped towards my stop loss today, but I didn't. So I'm still in KWEB, me personally, and I'm still bullish on China stocks, right? Very, very bullish on China stocks. The open interest again from KWEB's calls to KWEB puts is, it's almost like 3-1 respectively, right? So KWEB definitely bullish on the long term, and our plays expire in October, so we could call that pretty long term, right? But looking at our next play that we've been following very closely in these past few days is AAL, right? And I'm gonna say, I said it last video, I'm gonna say it again. The only thing keeping this up is literally hopes and dreams. I cannot imagine a universe where AAL is staying up right now and keeping its head above water. Right? It's just bearish news article after bearish news article after bearish news article. Look, American Airlines price target lowered. Let's see what this is. Investor alert. Investigates claims on behalf of American Airlines. Investors in American Airlines. I don't know what is keeping this up, and it's not like it's even like the volume. Yeah, it does have some pretty extreme volume compared to a few weeks ago when nobody was really watching AAL, but how many of these guys are really buyers? You know what I mean? Like, how many people are really bullish on AAL? You have to be kind of sick in the head to be bullish on AAL, in my opinion. But, we're going to keep watching it. Hasn't hit my stop loss yet. And if you got in when the bot said, it probably hasn't hit your stop loss yet either. So, AAL, we're going to keep watching it, keep monitoring it. But remember, please respect your plan. If you do stop loss out, you stop loss out. You can always re-enter. And I'm going to give you an example of when you can re-enter, right? If we hop over to TLT here, right? TLT, this was a call out from 5/17. So May 17th, we called this out. And there was big money flowing into this. And this was before we even had our bot fully developed, right? So this was at the beginning of times for us, and it was 92 calls expiring 6/21/2024. And as you could see, TLT kind of hit, quite a low there in between trying to get back up to the upside. So let's take a look here, right? On the 17th, right? I entered about midday. We'll just call it midday. It doesn't really matter. The price action is pretty boring for TLT anyway, so not a lot going on, right? That's over a 2% drop, right? I stop lost out around like over here. So, I was like, I'm done, right? Whatever. This morning when I woke up, I got an alert that TLT was crossing 92 or 91, I believe. Might have been 92. Yeah, it was 92 because it was in the pre-market. I woke up at around 8 this morning, right? And TLT was above 92. I re-entered today, and I'll put a picture of the profits on screen from one contract right now. Boom. I got all my losses back. Beautiful play. You can always re-enter a play if you stop loss out and still make it profitable. And yes, I did check if big money was in this still before I did hop in. So be sure to join our free Discord to see if any of our plays are still enterable before, you just drop the bank on it, because we can check for you guys if big money is still in. But jump into Landon now for some of our big money plays for today.
Thank you, Andrew. So after our open interest analysis, we only found 2 likable big money plays. The first one is being for ticker symbol CRM. This is a call option contract for a strike of 250. There's a total premium count here of 930K and a total volume of 1.82K with an expiration of 7/19/2024. I'm really liking this one. I believe some members in our Discord actually made some profit on that initial jump. But if you happen to miss out on this play, it has really good buy-in right now. So definitely eye up some calls there. And then moving on to our following big money play, we have for ticker symbol FCX. It is a call as well for a strike of 50 with an expiration of 6/21/2024 and a total premium count of 509K. And a total volume of 3.18K. This one doesn't have a lot of money stacked up here, but I'm definitely liking this one as well, just because of the way big money is playing this one. And then moving on from there, I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of an analysis on Bitcoin and see the levels here. So first levels we're looking at here are, there's a support at 66,662. And then a resistance at 72,000. I'm actually liking some calls here for Riot. As we saw earlier today, we started off pretty low, and then we had a massive jump there, and then it kind of reversed back to its original price. So I'm definitely going to be looking to see that happen tomorrow. If it hits a support of 9.58, I'm definitely loving some calls there. In the Discord, if you were in the voice chat, we were actually debating on whether to hop in on the 958 support, and I know a few members did, and they made some pretty good profit today. So yeah, that's all. I'm back to you, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you, Landon. And just one more big money play, right, that I wanted to go over. We have GLD, right? And we were trading this today. Shout out to Master P, got to give love to Master P. Yeah, but we did have a gold big money play today. And, we kind of did, I'm not going to lie to you guys, mess up a little bit on the entry, right? We hopped in a little too soon after Jolts came out, which is the Jolts jobless claims. So that can affect the dollar a lot. And if we go to the dollar here, and that came out at 10 a.m., right? So it affected the dollar in a bearish sentiment, but then the dollar rebounded. So unfortunately, not the best entry, right? But we do have members finishing green today, and I have a very, very hopeful outlook for gold. Gold has been doing very, very well recently, and I'm not really worried about this play at all. I can honestly see this cashing in the next week or less, right? So we'll keep an eye on gold here, right? Ideally, we get back up to these 217 levels, even 216, and best case scenario, right, we get it back up to 226, right? But we'll just see with gold for right now. Gold, precious metals in general, doing great. Love them. We also have 2 million premiums here. As I've been mentioning, the dollar is on a pretty weak downtrend, but it is downtrending. So, these have a lot of time, or not a lot of time to them, but a relatively good amount of time to them. They expire 7/19/2024. So, gold here, keep it on your watch list. And I just wanted to add one more thing before we jump to our earnings report. We have XLE. I picked up some long-term shares here today in this dip. Those are moving very nicely right now. I like energy as a sector this year, and I've been looking for my entry, and I got it. So I'm in on XLE. Just wanted to give heads up to all our long-term investors out there. We did not forget about you. Jumping to our earnings report here, we can see that Toyota reported before open today. Didn't exactly affect the stock too well, right? Kind of did have a little bit of a sell-off, which is to be expected. Earnings brings volatility, so I'm sure Toyota will recover. If you guys are looking for some long-term holding shares here, a nice pullback is always good. We had an energy company report today. Not really sure who these guys are, but, energy. I just invested in XLE for the long term, so we'll see how they do. Going into Wednesday, not a whole lot going on. Crude oil inventories, right? Oil, I forgot to mention this while we were looking at the charts, but oil has been pulling back all week. So let's see how the crude oil inventories affects it. If it's been pulling back this much and crude oil inventories comes in good, I can imagine oil will jump very high. So all of those indice traders out there or futures traders, watch out for oil because, those inventories are coming out on Wednesday. After close on Wednesday, we have Lululemon. I'll be watching that. Before open, we have NIO on Thursday. I will be loving this, right? Maybe pick up some long-term shares. And I do think there's big money in this. I will double check to see if they still are in, but we can get some good entry for a big money play here. But that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the trading table. This has been Andrew and Landon. Be sure to join our free Discord. Link is in the description. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at market close.